Hey guys, we're taking a look at my artifact deck today. Now obviously artifacts have just come out, so I'm very new to the archetype. Trying out some new ideas that I've seen in other places. Been having a lot of fun with this deck, and I'm just going to talk about how it works. If you aren't as familiar with artifacts, basically you can set them all as spell or traps, and then they're supposed to be destroyed during your opponent's turn, and then you could special summon them and activate effects. And they're mostly a swarming archetype, but they do have additional power to really blow up your opponent and really bring out some powerful stuff. So first off, we're going to be running 3 Moralltach, very powerful artifact, 2100 attack, and being able to blow up face-up cards, so very nice to set up what you need to do. And then 3 Beagalltach, also very powerful, kind of the switch stats, but allows you to destroy 2 set cards, so you can make additional plays very quickly, even if you're just destroying him. And then we have 3 Labrys. So Labrys is very strong, 2300 attack, very nice. And also that you can just special summon him very nicely when other artifacts get destroyed. So a very nice card. It's pretty obvious why you want to run a lot of these at 3 because of how good they are and how essential they are to the deck. And then we're going to be running 3 Failnaught. So Failnaught, decent stats as well, and also allowing you to recycle your artifacts from the graveyard. Very potent, especially to use some of these more powerful effects. And then we're going to be running 2 Caduceus, just giving you some draw power, also a really nice defensive artifact. And then Aegis kind of helping you protect your artifacts, very nice defense as well. Obviously these two I don't think are as important to what I'm trying to do because I'm running 2 of them, but they're still very nice, and they all really work together to try to do what the goal of the deck is just to set up those plays, make things strong, and just continually recycle and let you do what you need to do. So the few tech monsters I do have in here, Nova Summoner, allowing us another avenue for special summoning artifacts, which is very nice. I definitely like having this in case you run into some other issues that can mess you up. Also Honest, so not everyone's actually running Honest because most of the artifacts plays are special summoning rank 5s, but I'm actually using a lot of rank 5 light, so I find that Honest is actually really useful. And I'm also using, Nova Summoner, I'm using some other light, and I still think that you can win battles, when you set up artifacts with this. So I do like having Honest in this deck, but it is a choice, and not everyone's running it. And then we're running 1 Absorbing Jar, just allowing you to, really make your plays really well, blowing up the spell trap zone so you can just do whatever you need. It's really nice. I don't think you want to run too many of cards like this, just because you're not going to want to blow up all the spell traps all the time. You just want to have that have access to things like that to make those big plays. So up to you whether you want to run more copies or not run this, but I think 1 is really good as a tech choice for this deck. So now for the spells, we're going to be running 3 Artifact Ignition, just really good for this deck, setting up what you need to do, just very nice. And then 3 Double Cyclone. So Double Cyclone is basically MST for this deck because you don't mind destroying your spells and traps. So if you're going to run MST in this deck, just run Double Cyclone. And then if you want additionally, you can run MST. But Double Cyclone's just really good for this deck. It's really nice to see, random cards out there that are becoming more useful when these really crazy decks come out. So Double Cyclone's a really good example of that. And then 2 cards from the sky, really nice for this deck, giving you draw power. And you won't, special summon as much, during your turn because you'll be setting up what you need to do on your opponent's turn. And then it obviously battling is kind of annoying, but I still think having draw power with something like this is really nice. You can use Pot of Duality, Card D, but there's other issues you can run into with those. So I would say to run cards from the sky, in my opinion. It's up to you. People are running all different types of things for draw power, and there's a lot of really great options out there. Pot of Duality, it can be really good because you're not, special summoning again on your turn, but still can kind of run into what you're trying to do. And then we're running 2 Mage Power. Obviously with a deck like this that has so much spell and trap zone stuff, you can really bump up your monster's attack really crazily with this. You can set up your rank 5 and then set 4 more artifacts and get like a 5,000 attack beater, and even if they get destroyed, you have these artifacts sitting there. So I really like having Mage Power in this deck, giving us some additional power beyond our rank 5s, which is really nice in addition to their effects. And then 1 Dark Hole, I find this can be really nice to just blow up everything and then bring up your artifacts when you need them. For the traps, not going to be running too much back row. You don't want to run too much back row in this deck because obviously you want to save that room for artifacts. So we're going to be running a few things that we can activate very easily. Artifact Sanctum is just way too good not to use, so very, very nice to have this. That's why we're running 3. 2 Malevolent Catastrophe. So basically Heavy Storm for this deck. Very, very powerful, and again, setting up what you need to do. Some people don't run this, some people are, because it might be too much again to have so much destruction of everything, but I just think it's way too useful not to use. And then 2 Breakthrough Skill. Don't want to use Fiendish Chain in this deck because it'll be running in the way of your setting, so I really like Breakthrough Skill to deal with certain effects that can really mess with you in this deck. But you can run like Effect Veiler and other things if you want. So now for the extra deck, obviously going to have a ton of rank 5s. The Artifact rank 5, we're going to be running 3 of it. You can run like 2 or 3, whatever you want, but I think it's just really, really powerful, so you should definitely make good use of it. Then you're not going to really be able to run, all the rank 5s and still have 1 of each, because there's not enough that are actually useful enough, so you kind of have to use like 2 or 3 copies of certain ones. So I'm using 2 Tiras, 2 Pleiades, again, makes Honest useful, and these are just really powerful cards. We're also running 2 Zenmiaoh, 2 Gaia Dragon. These are all cards I think are really, really useful for this deck. And then I'm running 1 Shark Fortress, Volcasaurus, Adreus, and Heavy Industry. All very good cards. So whatever ones you like the best, run 2 of, or possibly 3 if you want, and get in, as much variety as possible. So now for the side deck, I'm just going to quickly talk about some tech options that you have. This isn't meant to be a side deck for matches. Don't try to think of it that way. Just kind of ideas for cards when you're building your own artifact deck. So Shining Angel is another option, but I would recommend Nova Summoner because you won't be able to summon artifacts into defense mode with this card. Genex Birdman is really interesting tech for this deck. You can use him and then bring out cards like Belize really easily, so that's interesting. And then you can do that and run other dark tech and run Chaos. That's another option. Overlay Booster, Ghost Ship, some interesting like light special summon options that can be very useful. Toy Magician is a card that just works exactly like an artifact, so it's an interesting card to run if you want to try that. Some other spell tech options. Artifacts Unleashed can be an interesting one, but I'm not thinking it's as useful as some of the other options that you can use. Transmodify, if you want to run level 4 fairies, you can make easy plays with this. Celestial Transformation, you can make some plays with this. Instant Fusion, again, you can make additional plays with rank 5s. Ribbon of Rebirth can be an interesting one to get back your artifacts. Quick Booster, another card that works a lot like artifact spells, so that could be an interesting one. This deck uses a lot of quick plays, so having a quick play card like this that searches out quick plays can be nice. And you can run normal back row like Solemn Warning and stuff. It's just not really what I like to do because you really want to have room for all those really huge cards that are going to make big plays for you. And a Hero Merge is another interesting one because you have a lot of monsters, so you can make quick special summons of your artifacts, which is very interesting. So that's my artifact deck. Again, I'm very new to the archetype. I'm experimenting with it. I hope you guys will like my build. But if you guys have any suggestions or ideas for me, you could post below. Let me know in the comments. You could talk about the deck you use and what you think would be better for my deck. Again, I'm still messing with it. Very new. I'm trying it out. I hope you guys will like my build though. But as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.